Hello everyone, it's Joe here and welcome to episode number 12 of the Snake Draft FPL League podcast. In this show, we'll be going through all the key issues in Draft Fantasy Premier League. There'll be a bit about our league, which is hosted by the website Draft Fantasy Football. We use official FPL scoring with the addition of Kante points, which are 1 extra point for every 2 tackles or interceptions. So while we're focused on DFF, what we chat about will also definitely apply to official FPL and Togger style draft fantasy as well. We'll also chat through a couple of general football and fantasy topics, such as team and player comparisons. We're starting to ramp up the content to help you win your draft league, so I would definitely advise subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you get our tips before anyone else in your league does. Snake Draft FPL is a 12-man league, and I was supposed to be we were supposed to be 4 of us. Then I decided, fuck it, let's have a bumper episode. We'll get 6 people in. Then Dave dropped out, and then John has maybe fallen asleep. So we're back to the standard 4. Standard 4. We'll start with Mr. International, Mr. Worldwide. Nath, how are you doing? It's quite late for you, so I hope you stay awake.
Yeah. I've got my coffee, so should be able to stay awake. But yeah, doing well. Top of the league still.
Good to hear. Kind of. Also, we got Mr. Regular 3 on the spin for Nick. I don't know why I keep inviting you back. How you doing?
Yeah, I don't really know, mate. Yeah, I had a fantastic weekend. Watched all the rugby. Didn't watch any football. Absolutely delightful.
What a disgrace. Do you know what? I was like 50-50 on doing like a proper Thai Arsenal fan TV intro for you. Like, Nick Fairbairn is a disgrace. I resisted the urge. I thought maybe it's a bit over the top. I was literally like this close to being like, Nick Fairbairn is a cheat. Okay, Brad, over to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Always better after a win.
Oh, lovely. I wish I could say the same. Right. Let's move on then to the first topic, the Game Week 12 review. We'll start with the lowest scorer. Back to you, Brad. 34 points and a win, you jammy bucker.
Yeah, I know it's jammy. It was a stinker of the week, of course.
Stinker of the week, easily.
Yeah. Beat Mike. Happy birthday, Mike, by the way. 30 today. Well, it's bad when your score isn't quite your age. I was lucky, as I say. I was quite nervous going into it because he had his Saints defence duo against Norwich. Both conceded 2 and got booked. Lindelof away to Watford. Obviously, United have been awful, but I don't know. I thought they might have done all right. But conceded 4, got 0. Foden subbed off before 60 minutes, 1 point. Yeah, it just went awful for him, to be fair.
But that is one of the worst weeks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not ever, but this season for sure. Just awful.
If he played Rodri, he would have won. It's just one of them.
Yeah, poor management. Poor management.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you play Rodri every week? He's gonna get
he gets Kante points every week, doesn't he?
Yeah. You're gonna put him in. Like, who did he have? He had Jesus. Jesus was a good one, but Broja.
Yeah. I wouldn't have played both Saints defenders. I don't think. I probably would have played one of them and played Rodri.
But Broja, like he's been injured. Why are you?
Yeah, but it's Norwich, isn't it? I think if he benches Broja and then he starts and scores a brace and gets like 10 points, everyone goes, "Why would you bench him against Norwich?"
Yeah, but he was never going to start, was he? Because of the way that Saints played the last week.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
but, true.
I think it was just like really bad management, to be honest.
He should have played Rodri. I mean, Rodri doesn't exactly get 11 pointers very often, but you would expect him to get 4 or 5. And like that is, a bit of a misstep. He does that all the time. Mike, he's like picking up his teams is shocking. You had a decent. Well, you had a bit of a shit week as well, to be honest, Brad.
Yeah,
but you got away with it.
My defence did nothing. Just 1-1-1-0. Chris Wood scored. Sterling finally starts and scores. Ruben Diaz is. You can understand rested, I suppose, for Champions League, but that would have been a clean sheet there, surely.
There
you go. West Ham didn't do anything, so Rice and Fornals blanked.
And your big Pete, you've stuck your colours to the mast of Lucas Moura, and he's delivered for you.
He's finally got an assist. Played well, as did Sterling. So I'm hoping they both.
You'd hope they keep their spot.
Yeah, I'm quite glad I won because Sterling played quite well and should have had, at least one other goal right at the end that opened goal.
Yeah,
and maybe a few more. Like could have had the penalty as well. But yeah, I'm just glad I won in the end.
Yeah, got away with the win. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Okay, next up was going to be Dave and John, who played each other, but neither of them made it tonight. So they had a bit of a crap game. Dave lost on 38.
Yeah.
Threw away manager of the month, but we'll get onto that shortly. Okay, so next up, Nath, 53. Top of the table clash. You beat George. 4 points clear now?
Yeah, 4 points clear now. 10 points clear of fifth place. So it's pretty good. And it's always good to beat Jordan Russell, the little bastard. Always good.
Very good.
Yeah, and it's even better when Salah does something against him.
Yeah,
so, perfect.
Lovely.
Yeah, pretty good week. Rico Henry, I'm glad I put my faith in him. I told Brad about Rico Henry about, 4 or 5 years ago? I said, this guy's going to be like the next big thing. And he's repaying the faith.
That is serious faith, that. I thought you said 4 or 5 weeks ago.
No, years.
That Kante 10-pointer as well. That's you love to see that. Jammy goal.
I don't know. Someone, I think it was Mike. He had Kante, and then he had a little injury at the start of the year.
He dropped him.
Yeah, he dropped him straight away. And I thought last year I had him. Last year I did really bad, but Kante was always getting at least 5 points a game. So I was just like, pick him up. Doesn't matter if he's injured. He's always, when he plays, he's going to be good. So, yeah, glad with Kante for that.
Nice. Yeah, George's week was kind of, it was awful until Reguilon scored, didn't it? I mean, that's kind of saved his score. It would have been embarrassing if he hadn't got that 9-pointer in the final match, wouldn't it? So
yeah. Very annoyed about King scoring against me.
He's been saved since he picked up Chilwell. Since he picked up Chilwell, he's returned 15, 12, 8, 2 and 9.
Good pickup.
Very good pickup. That's what I should have.
Who's the mug that dropped him? Me.
Is it? Did you draft him?
No, I didn't draft him. I picked him up. I picked him up on a free in the
when he wasn't
second week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't playing.
I kept him for.
It's tough.
I kept him for 3 weeks, and then I dropped him before he started playing again.
It is tough to hold someone like that when you think, I know he's good, but he's just not playing. And then you just think, why am I bothering? Because Alonso was doing so well, it just never seemed like he was going to be an option, did it? So I understand why. But George's team is still good, but he's not on the form he was a month or two ago, is he? So his points have slowly been sort of coming back to the average of the rest of the team. And yours kind of have as well, actually, Nate. You're still winning. But the thing is, you've got that buffer now that you can get 2 wins a month and you'll still be like clear at the top because everyone else is taking points off each other.
Yeah, I think this has been my worst month so far. But yeah.
Still top.
So.
Okay, on to the next game. I am next up. I got 73 points this week, my highest score of the season, and I lost to another man on the call, Mr. Nick Fairburn. He got 76. It was an absolute disgrace. I've actually gone back and looked through I've got like a big note on my phone of like previous years and like stuff that's happened. The highest score to lose before this week, so the record before this, the last person to get higher score than me and lose was actually Brad in 2018 in a double game week. He lost with 70 to you as well, Nick, and you got like 100. I think it was 112 or something that week. It was a double game week, and I think
nice.
I can't think who you had. Maybe Aguero, and he went mad. Yeah. But yeah, that was in a double game week, and that was 3 years ago. So it was a pretty tough week, especially as it wasn't. It was just like every game we were both just getting more and more points. It wasn't like you got a massive lead or I got a massive lead and there was a comeback.
It was pretty close.
Yeah, the whole weekend it was close. And you had 4 goals or assists that all happened within the last 5 minutes of their games. And if any one of them hadn't have happened, I would have won. You had the Trent assist in like the 90th minute. You had the Bilva goal in like the 88th minute. You had the Dennis goal in the 92nd minute and the Dennis assist in the 96th minute, or the other way around.
It was one of them, yeah.
And if any of them hadn't happened, I would have won. And it's just like brutal. Yes. And Bomo hit the post.
Again, sure.
Again, I'm getting pelters for my Mbumo pick. I still think he's a good pick going forward, but we'll talk about that maybe a bit later. But looking at your week then, Nick, just to zone in on it a bit, you had some big scores from some unlikely men. You want to talk us through?
You say it's unlikely. I was saying all week, Emmanuel Dennis is going to turn up against United. And did I not say that? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And
he did get 8 of his 15 points after the 90 minutes.
It doesn't matter whether as long as it's within the allotted time. And also, Benteke's been a decent pickup. Like, he was looking a bit threatening and he scored 2.
Benteke is a good pick. Yeah, that's been great.
Yeah. Not too bad. Like Trent's doing well. Mendy always gets me points. Bilva, mentioned him the other week. Fantastic. I mean, I'm not going to lie, Joe. I think I got pretty lucky.
Benteke and Dennis combined for 28 points.
Yeah.
That is more than Mike got.
That's good managing
for his whole team. And that's only one less than Connor got for his whole team. It's pretty crazy. I would have beat this week Connor. I would have beat Mike and Brad put together. It's just brutal.
I was watching our game week, like the points, and watching the football, but I was watching the points go up. I was thinking, this is typical. Like, me and Joe are like 20 points clear of everybody else, and we're playing each other. Like, it's so frustrating.
On the Saturday night, we were both on 60. It was 60 all at the end of the Saturday games, and the next highest score was like 31.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. But
I did have a couple of jammy like things happen. I won't say that it was just Nick that got a bit of luck. The Højbjerg goal but to be honest, by then I'd already lost. I was like 15 points down because you had the Man City, like you got the clean and the Bernardo Silva goal. So I kind of already written it off by then. But yeah, the Højbjerg goal, the Rudiger goal and assist, goal and clean sheet.
So with bonus, max bonus points.
Yeah,
didn't he? Because he got 8.
No, he got 2 bonus, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I had a bit of jam, but to get in the 70s, you have to have a couple of lucky returners.
This is the 3rd week I think I've had in 70 points. Well, definitely the 2nd. So yeah, but I mean, Joe, if you'd played Anderson, mate, you'd have won.
I know. And I've been having this. Fucking Anderson, man. I can't. What I'm actually more annoyed about is that I picked up Simicast this week, right? Because I was pretty confident he was going to start over Robertson. And the only reason... So my team was lined up with De Bruyne in midfield, Smith Rowe on the bench, and Simicast in ahead of Salisu, right? Then De Bruyne got COVID. So I brought in Smith Rowe instead of De Bruyne. And then I realised I had Smith Rowe playing against Simicast. And I thought, I don't really like doing that if I can avoid it. I thought, well, Salisu has got a good fixture. He's got Norwich. So I'll take Simicast out and play Salisu and hope that Smith Rowe does something, loses the Simicast clean sheet, and Salisu outscores him. And it was just like,
you don't play for it at the back, do you?
Well, not often, very rarely. I did consider playing Anderson. I did consider playing Anderson over Sancho, actually, which I was more likely to do that than play Anderson over Salisu. And that would have won me as well. But then I just thought, Watford are fucking awful. And Sancho looked like he was actually going to start. But
it was a mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
Especially against such a shit team as Southampton. Always going to happen.
Early this week, Brad. He's own.
Right.
Yeah, so that was our week. Right, well, let's go on to the league table then while we're talking about it. It's looking good for Nath. 4 points clear at the top, 5 clear of the playoff spots. Jord is kind of firmly in there as well. And then it's a big old scrap. And Dave on 21 is definitely not secure in that third place. I think he's been jammy. John is on the slide. I know he won this week, but his points total, like average, is going down and down and down. So he's getting really sucked into it. Then it's Nick, Ben, Brad on 18, me, Boar, and Connor on 15. It's very, very close. I can't believe I'm down there with them two fucking. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, look at my score, but I mean, I've got the fourth highest score and I'm in 8th. Mm-hmm. But Nick, you've overtaken the two top lads on the highest score. If only you could spread them out a bit, so you get 60 a week instead of 70 and then 30.
Yeah, well, I was just going back to the league table. Mike is getting cut adrift down the bottom on 10 points.
I think it's going to be Mike and Mac.
Yes. Yeah, I think
they've got.
I really wanted an Antrobus Sacco Bowl, but
no,
I think Ben's done some good pickups and his team's looking decent now.
Yeah,
especially with Gallagher in the form that he's in. So
Ben has really turned his team around. Actually, I think it looks much better than it did a couple of. I mean, it was only about a month ago. We were all like, I think he's gonna. I think 3 out of 4 of us picked him to be in the Sacco Bowl. But I don't think anyone would say that now. Especially, I mean, Reece James is just his absolute man, isn't he? Mm-hmm. He seems to be like, not even saving him, but doing well for him every week.
It's going to be a Mac Mike Sacco Bowl, I reckon.
I can't see any other way. I really
because I would say probably Bannister might get down in there, Ball might go down in there, but he's got Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. Although we'll see what happens. And to be honest, Connor might get drawn in as well.
But I think he's got a good team if his team's always fit.
Yeah, but they're not at the moment.
It's just orange and red all over it.
Yeah, it's not looking.
He only had 7, didn't he, this week?
Yeah, 7 players. That's shocking. I don't think other than blank game weeks, I don't think I've ever only got 7 out. That's bad. That's pretty. What's that? 8 players that didn't play. More players didn't play than fucking did play. Okay, moving on to looking at the manager of the month then, just quick. Nick, congratulations, won it. Quite a few people on 9 points though. You absolutely blew it away with the score.
What's the next highest score beneath me?
It was me. You got 244 over the 4 weeks. I got 203. And then Ben on 201. But Ben was right up there, right behind you on 9 points. Nath with 9, Brad with 9, Dave with 9. So quite a lot of people did well. And looking down the bottom, Mac, winless for the month. He is on the slide. He was up there in 3rd, giving it the big one. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Don't you all think I'm not paying attention? He's not. Spoiler alert. He's
are
back.
we bringing up his pickup this week?
Oh, let's do it now. Let's do it.
Please bring that up.
Thank you. Right, so I'll just say it from my point of view. I was at work on Radar, so I don't get any notifications or anything because I was in the ops room. Come out, look at Messenger. I'd been in there half an hour, and there was like 140 messages in the group chat. And I'm like, right, what's going on here then? Get it up. Mac has picked up. He's made a free transfer. He's looked at his team. He's thought, I've got a lot of injuries. I need to pick someone up. The midfielder he decided to pick up this week to turn his team around is Dewsbury Hall of Leicester. And you might be thinking, who the fuck is that? And that's exactly what we were all thinking. I've heard of him, but not really. I know he plays for Leicester, but I didn't even know what position or anything. I don't know where he's got his information from. I'm assuming. So I did see on Fantasy Football Scout, they said that because Tielemans is injured.
It'll be him or Maddison playing in the centre middle role.
He's competing with Maddison for the or not even Madison, Chowdhury, I guess, because he plays a bit deeper, I think.
On the site it was
Sumare. That's who I think they said. Yeah. So so Max obviously, well, we're assuming Max read that because I know he kind of is aware of Fantasy Football Scout because I've sent him there before when he was asking about players and stuff. And he's obviously read that and thought, right, I'm getting him. But it was so funny because everyone was like, who the fuck is that? We were crying of laughter thinking, where is he? Because Mac, I mean, for people that don't know, Mac wasn't even a football fan until we started doing the league. Like, he likes rugby, but we started doing the Fantasy Football League and now he's kind of into it. But he does these weird fucking things sometimes. And it was, it was just absolutely.
I don't know why didn't he change it back? He still had time. He could have picked up anyone else.
Like everyone's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "I know what I'm doing."
Yeah, he kept bringing it.
He does the classic. I've done some research.
Yeah, and that's all he says.
Fantasy Football Scout.
Yeah. I've done my research, and to be honest, he got 2 points. He got more. He did actually play, and he nearly got an assist, didn't he? He was like,
he nearly
close
did
to getting an assist, and that would have been like the best thing about it if he'd got an assist. That would have been brilliant. But yeah, he got more points than fucking Adama Traore. So yeah, Mac, you got the forfeit and you deserve it. So moving on. First topic of the week. Ollie's gone. John was going to turn up in a Hawaiian shirt with a party hat on, but he's not made it. So let's talk about some United players and how we think it will impact them. Do you think they'll go up in value, down in value, or whatever? So we start with the big man, Ronaldo. I'll start with Brad. Do you think? I mean, it's easy to say that United are going to get better. You would have thought so. Ronaldo will become a better asset, but is that how you see it playing out? Do you think they'll really turn it around, or do you think they'll continue to struggle?
I don't know. I think as for Ronaldo, he's just what he is, isn't he? I think he'll sort of stay the same value. I think the target is obviously their defence. It's just it's got to be one of the worst in the league.
Comical. Yeah.
So I think that's obviously going to be their main aim. Sort that out. Just be a bit harder to beat, which is crazy to say about Man U, but yeah, I think their defence I'd still avoid for now. They'll stop conceding so many goals, but clean sheets I think will still be a bit hard to come by. We'll see what happens.
I agree. What do you think about the likes of Bruno, Sancho, Rashford, like the sort of gaggle of midfielders and forwards other than Ronaldo? Do you think they'll become better? Like Ronaldo, I think like you say, Ronaldo is who he is. Like I think he'll continue to do what he's been doing. But like the rest of them, do you think they'll improve, or do you think it'll take some time?
It'll take time. I think they can only improve, but yeah, it depends how long it takes. If Carrick can magically transform them, or they'll just steadily sort of, like I say, I think the focus for him has got to be the defence.
You would have
maybe the midfield and everything comes better. But
go on, if you take it next.
I think mainly it's the midfield. Because there's so much of a disparity between the defence, midfield and attack, and the midfield's the one that's linking them all together. You look at McTom and whoever he's got next to him, whether that's Fred or Matic, they're not picking up the ball from the defence. So the defence is shitting themselves. They're just either clearing it, or they're doing a bad pass backwards or a dodgy pass forward. The midfield's not helping them out at all. And to be honest, I think it all stems from Ronaldo not pressing from the front, and not being there to give the ball to and stuff. So I don't see there's any way that Sancho is going to get involved in this team because he doesn't do enough defensive work, and he has to do the defensive work because Ronaldo won't do the defensive work, and they won't press. And United aren't pressing from the front, which they should be. Sancho, Ronaldo, Bruno, and also Rashford, or whoever's on the left, they should all just be pressing that back line. But you saw them against Watford. They're dropping back into a shape, but it's not a good shape.
Yeah,
they're leaving the defence to pass it around, and then do a ball into the middle, and then a ball out wide, and then a ball back into the middle.
That's what I was going to say. Like, you don't have to be a pressing team, but if you're not, you have to have a good shape, and you have to suppress teams' attacks. And then when you get the ball back, you have to like have good patterns to get you from a defence to attack quickly. And they don't have that. So they have this kind of mishmash of like kind of pressing, like a few of the team press, a few sit off. There's this big gap in midfield with McTominay just sort of wandering around. And I think Carrick's best bet is to just say, right, we're not pressing anymore because they don't have the players to press. Sancho's not a good presser. Ronaldo never presses, ever. So they can't be a pressing team if they're going to play. Rashford's not a great presser either. So they have to sit off, I think. And if they're going to do that, I don't know if they've got the midfielders to do that because they don't really have like combative midfielders that are positionally aware. So
to be honest, I think they should look at West Ham and mirror how West Ham are playing completely mirror how they're playing.
If only they could get the manager of West Ham. He'd be a great fit.
but like I would say like Declan Rice or what's his name? Souček needs to be dropping into that back three centre backs. And then you have the right wing back, left wing back pushing forward. You're having then the wingers coming inverted, and you're having then you're having like Bruno and whoever, Fred or whoever in that midfield just running around trying to get the ball and pass it out and stuff. But it's just poorly managed, poorly coached.
I strongly suspect we'll see over the next month or so a 4-2-3-1 with Sancho, Bruno and Rashford behind Ronaldo, a double pivot that's fucking useless no matter who's in it. And I think things will get marginally better because they won't be doing this like airheaded stuff that they've been doing where like Maguire is 20 yards out of line with the rest of his defence and it's fucking mauling people to the ground. But I don't think fundamentally the team's going to function well, and that doesn't really bode well for their assets, really. I'd like to. I mean, I own Sancho, and I'd like to be like, new manager. It'll be a new man. And
but it's not. It's the same coach.
A bit of a bounce, but exactly, it's not a new manager. Maybe in a month's time, when it's still going poorly, not quite as poorly, but poorly, and they actually get in a new manager, then maybe we'll see a change. But I think for the time being, no change.
Yeah. Brad, how about Ralph Hasenhüttl to Man United as the caretaker and then Steve Bruce down to Southampton to send you down? That sounds like a good plan.
No way. To be fair, though, I think there's been rumours today of Poch. He wants it now, doesn't he? I think he's...
Imagine leaving Neymar and Messi and all of these good players.
Fucking Fred.
Fred.
Fred and McTominay.
Jesus.
McFred and Harry
Maguire. I will say, do you think Poch? Do you think Brad? Do you think Poch would be a good fit at United?
I was going to say I don't know because you're just talking then about the pressing and Poch quite like not a full-on crazy press, but he does like a team to press. So I don't know. I don't know if he can get out of Ronaldo and.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good. I just don't think they've got the players to play the way he likes to play. Really,
Ten Hag's the only guy I think. Realistically, Ten Hag's the only guy because he has.
That's the Ajax manager?
Yeah. Fundamental back four with good attacking midfielders and one spearhead striker.
Yeah,
like that's it.
Yeah, but I think just to add on to that, I just think. The lack of players, they just have like this. They have a good squad, don't they? but there's not they have good players, but there's not a squad. Like if you look at any of the other top teams, you can see the players play how the manager wants to play, and you look at United, you're like, oh, they got Ronaldo and they got Sancho, and they got
they've bought headline players that fit a social media post that don't fit a team and a structure and a system. Yeah, I think they
make the stock price go up, but they've fallen down the table from it.
They make a really good FIFA team.
Yeah.
But how does this team function in fucking real life? Like, I think they have to play like a bit of a more reserved style and hit on the kind of counter attack with the pace in wide areas. Well, that's what they in the middle.
That's what they did last year.
Yeah,
and the year
exactly.
Before that.
That's exactly what they did.
But this year, I don't know what they're doing. It's madness.
I think it's the. I honestly think it's the United way-ism that seeps into like Ollie. That he thinks they should be more attacking. They had a great record against the Big Six last year, especially.
Yeah.
Because they were. It was like deemed acceptable to sit off. But then against the smaller teams, they felt like they couldn't do that. So then they got found out. So yeah, I don't think anything changes for any of their assets in the short term. I think wait and see. But I could see them getting one or two good results in the next couple of weeks, just because of that sort of initial like change. But
if the changing room is in a bit of a disarray, like morale, the manager leaving will give it a little bit of a boost, like you say.
Yeah, I think it will cut out like the crazy shit. Like
I saw Match of the Day last night. Connor Cody was on there. He was quite good. He was saying just the change is. Just having a change of sort of schedule at training and stuff like that, coming in for breakfast at a different time, or because it would have been
can make a big
depressing.
Difference.
Yeah, it might sound
they get complacent.
Yeah, just stuck
it's
in
just
their way.
Shake-up, isn't it?
Just something new. It might change things.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. So we'll wait and see how that turns out. But okay, then moving on. We'll just do a few little would you rathers this week. Just tick a few off because I love these. There was a trade that went through about halfway through the game week, which is unusual. Normally people wait till the end of the game week, and that was Jordan gave Richarlison to Connor for St. Max, which I thought was quite. No one really said anything about it in the chat, which leads me to believe it's quite even. So I thought it'd be quite a good one for the pod. We'll talk through this. I will start with you, Nathan. Who would you rather have, Richarlison or St. Max?
I'd rather have Richarlison, to be honest. Once Everton are back up to full fitness and they're playing the way that what's his name wants them to
Benitez?
play. Yeah, Benitez wants them to play. Then he'll be a good asset. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay, fair enough.
Newcastle is shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I echo. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I echo what Nate says. And it's been the same with a few players that we've said in the comparisons. Just when Everton get back up to full strength, I think Richarlison is going to start scoring, and Newcastle are shit. That's pretty much what it boils down to.
Fair enough. Brad, are you the same, or do you think?
Yeah, I think long term with Richarlison. I mean, we talked about him last time we were on. He's a frustrating player. He's not done well at all this year. I think George just got sick of him, mate. I was watching the City game and, he's hardly touching the ball, got a booking, so he's suspended for the next game. And, I can see why George got rid of him. So Maximan, Eddie Howe's come in, made him a bit more attacking. So he's going to improve him a little bit. But, long term, maybe Richarlison, like you say, when the team's back to full strength, will get scoring. So, maybe Richarlison long term definitely edges it.
Fair enough. I think I would rather have St. Max actually go against the grain. I do think Everton are obviously better, and especially when their injured players come back, they're better. Like, no question, obviously. But I don't think Richarlison's a good asset. I think he's really overrated in fantasy terms. He never ever performs in terms of points the way you'd hope. Like, he always strikes you as a player that scores a decent amount of goals, but he actually doesn't really. I just don't think. I think this is a classic shit for shit. St. Max is good. He's a great player. I love watching him, but he also flatters to deceive when it comes to like actual attacking returns. But I think if Newcastle keep playing this like attacking football, I think he might outscore him actually. Especially because Richarlison always gets these fucking nonsense yellow cards. Drives me mad. Like he gets these stupid yellow cards every week, and like, yeah, especially when you think about bonus, that really does like rack up. Like because basically every time he gets a booking, he's almost guaranteed to not get bonus, which does make a big difference. Okay, then let's move on to the next one. This one's a bit of a weird one, but sometimes I like doing players in different positions because a lot of the time you rank players like based on their position. But actually, especially like when you're drafting and when you're doing trades and stuff, often you're thinking about different positions and like how it equates. So I'll start with Nick. Cancelo versus Lukaku. You own Lukaku. Obviously, he should be back fit soon. Who would you rather have?
Yeah, should be back this weekend.
Is this head versus heart for you?
Yeah.
City fan that owns Lukaku.
So... in my team, I would have Lukaku because I already have a City defender.
Benteke and Dennis.
Yes, pretty much. But they're useful. They're useful this week, as you found out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would go with Lukaku. But Cancelo is probably the best fullback in the league at the moment. Yeah.
There'll be some people in the chat wanting to fight you over that.
Yeah, I know. But did you not see that pass? You don't see Trent. You don't see Trent doing those.
Oh, I don't know. You kind of do
in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah,
that was an unreal ball.
City's third fullbacks. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. So you think Lukaku edges it?
Yeah, literally no reason behind it. I would have Lukaku in my team because I have shite defence. If I had the right striker, I'd have Cancelo because I'm a City fan.
All right, fair enough. Brad?
Yeah, it's hard. Cancelo is obviously really, really attacking. It's been just amazing so far. Lukaku, yeah, like you say, it depends on your team. If you need a striker, I personally would take Lukaku just because I'd like to have that big hitter striker for the season.
That is a thing though in this like style. There aren't that many strikers, so they just become more valuable because of that.
Yeah.
I also don't know if he's that heavy hitter, Brad. I've had him and he's only returned 2 out of the week. So
his form hasn't been great. Like obviously, I think it's going to get better. But
yeah,
like Cancelo returns like basically every week.
Does get sort of double figures, doesn't he? Their defence as well. So it's hard. I'd still say Rom.
Okay. Nath?
Yeah, tough one. I would say Lukaku, though. I think the way that Chelsea have been playing without him, if he then just slots into that position, he's scoring a lot of goals. Thomas Tuchel just needs to say to him, don't drop back. Stop dropping. Because you saw him with the 2 games that he played for Chelsea before he was injured. He kept dropping back and dropping wide. No, just be that focal point.
Yeah,
you're going to score a lot of goals. So hopefully they've seen that.
Do you think they play the way they've been playing without him because he's not in the team? So they're like Havertz makes the play better, maybe. I don't know.
But Havertz hasn't. Has he? Yeah. I don't think he's been getting on the ball that much.
No, but he he kind of runs like the Firmino sort of, that bullshit. Everyone says Firmino's like the best player, but not in terms of goals.
But still, I think they're bypassing him.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah,
they're going from the middle, then to the midfield, again into one of the attacking mids, then out to the wing backs, and then bringing it back in. Yeah, that's how they're creating. But and normally Havertz isn't involved in that. Havertz was normally just the guy that's in the box somewhere. So I just hope for Lukaku's sake that he plays the same way that Havertz has been playing and just getting in the box.
Yeah, I'm going to go against the grain again here. I'd actually rather have Cancelo, mainly because I know you're surprised by that. Mainly just because like City's defense statistically is probably the best this season so far. Is probably the best defense we've ever seen in the Premier League, and like in terms of like shots conceded, big chances conceded, XG conceded, there's never been a team that concede as few chances as City do. And like when they keep a clean sheet, no one even like cares. Like that game against Everton, like at no point did I just didn't even consider, like I was at work, but I had the goal notifications on, and there's no point where I thought like Nick had Laporte. As soon as he was in the lineup, I was like, that's a clean. Like they do not concede. Cancelo's played every minute. I'm not sure. Well, he started every game. He's played 60 minutes in every game for
Crystal Palace. He got brought off. But.
Yeah, that's the only game he's not played 90 minutes in. Yeah, it's Crystal Palace.
So like you've got to think every other week he's getting a clean minimum. I don't see him getting less than 20 cleans this season.
Mm-hmm.
Some big
so that's 20. Well. That's 20 returns if he plays. I mean, he probably won't play every week throughout the whole season. So maybe 18 out of those 20 he might get. And then when you look at assists, goals, I don't see how Lukaku can outscore him. Like, I don't see Lukaku getting 25 goals. I think he'll improve. I think he'll maybe get 15 to 20, probably. But I just don't. When you look at like actual points, I just don't see how he can outscore him. So yeah, I'd go for Cancelo, which is unusual because I don't often pick the defenders, but City's defense just looks fucking good, like very, very good. When you add in the attacking returns, I think they're going to be a force we reckon with the boys that've got City defenders. Who's got what? You've got Nick. You've got one. Brad. You've got one as well. And you, Nathan.
Yes,
You've not got
I've got a goalkeeper.
Oh, fucking
nice.
So he's going to pop in with.
Okay then. Who have we got next? Bernardo Silva versus Antonio. I think I'm going to be on an island on this one as well, but we'll wait and see. Let's start with Nath. You own Antonio.
Antonio to the moon.
Yeah.
Antonio to the moon.
Do you think this is close?
No, not at all.
Okay, fair enough.
I think Bernardo Silva is going to get rotated out at some point this season.
I said that on episode 1 of the podcast.
Okay, he's playing
8 weeks ago. He's played every match since then.
He's playing good at the moment, but Pep is Pep.
Yeah, Pep is Pep. That is.
Yeah, but I would disagree. He's in the form of his life at the moment. Yeah, he hasn't performed this well as in a City shirt before.
It only takes 2 games to be rotated out. It only takes 2 games.
Yeah, but he's Pep's boy at the moment. Pep does do this. He gets these favourites.
But then doesn't it depend on also his contract point of view? Because he's coming to the end of his contract, and they're looking to sell him as well, aren't they? If he's not going to sign on, and it's looking like he's not signing on.
I think he will sign on. He was going to leave this summer because of his family issues, and that's all cleared up now, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
But he started the last 6 games, played 90 minutes in all of them.
Okay, so on to you, Nick. Would you go for Bilva or would you go for Antonio?
Yeah, I would go for Bilva. Well, I wouldn't go for. I just think Antonio is so injury prone. Plus, Bilva, if he continues to play and start in a City squad, I mean, he's going to get like 50, 60 more points than him.
I bet you 20 bob that Antonio's going to score more points than Bernardo Silva. 100%.
Do it.
You reckon?
100%.
Virtual handshake. 20 quid.
Right. Yeah, 20 quid. Bill is ahead by 2 points at the moment. But also, Antonio's returns in the first 3 game weeks were 13, 17, and then 11, and then he has not returned. He's only returned twice in the next.
Okay, so Brad, these two have reacted exactly as I'd expected. So it's down to me and you, Brad. Who would you rather have? I'm assuming you're also going to say Antonio.
Yeah, I think I would, but it's tough. But I can see Nick's reaction there. It's sort of
Clowns.
No matter what you say, you're going to get that reaction from one of them.
Injury prone versus risk of rotation. Like you say, he's become sort of almost that David Silva replacement, I think, in the midfield.
Finally.
But is he always going to get attacking returns? Maybe, but I don't know. I think Antonio, West Ham, okay, they lost the weekend, but they're sort of flying, and Antonio is surely going to be among the goals. Just
okay.
Keep going.
I was umming and ahhing over this, but going back and forth until I got up, plug for Fantasy Football Scout, their player comparison. Over the last 4 weeks, right? So Antonio at the start of the season, way ahead of Bernardo Silva. I don't think he was close. Even a month in, miles ahead, right? Over the last 4 weeks, which it's quite a small sample size, but it's not insignificant. Over the last 4 weeks, Bernardo Silva has more expected goals, more expected assists. He has more big chances, more shots on target. He has more chances created. I know he's in the form of his life and it may slow down, but I think Antonio's already slowed down. And I think I'd go for Bernardo Silva. I really do. I think it's close. I think it's really, really close. But I think you get put off because you say, Pep rotation. And that is true. But when you go back and look, there's always players every year that go on these big fucking runs for most of the season and they just play. And they're playing well, they're in good form, and he just plays them every week. It was Gundogan last season. Yeah. Everyone was like, he's going to get rested, he's going to get rotated. And he played for like 4 months. And all this time, people were saying he's going to get rotated, and he just kept playing, kept doing well, kept scoring. I just think Bernardo Silva's basically that guy at the moment, and it might slow down in like March, but I think by then he might be well clear.
Yeah, Antonio, if he gets another goal, next week, that's it.
He'll get sparked.
Another hot streak.
Yeah,
maybe.
Maybe. I think him going to Jamaica these last couple of international breaks has really, I don't know, jet lagged him or like.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. There isn't another international break till March, is there?
Yeah, and they've had tough fixtures actually. West Ham recently, so it's sort of games where maybe you're not expecting Antonio to score, but like the chances to come from somewhere else because it's not from the focal point.
Yeah,
but
I'm not saying I think Antonio's a bad pick or anything. I think they're both probably in the top 10 picks in the game at the moment.
Yeah,
but I think I'd edge towards Bilva.
Just watch, middle of January, Cole Palmer's going to be starting ahead of Bernardo Silva.
Cole Palmer's
he's a baller.
Cole Palmer's very good.
Yeah, he's very good. And the other thing I think, sorry, just one final thing. The other thing I think is underrated with City, right, is they have like they probably have 4 bad fixtures a season. Do you know what I mean? Because they're so like Chelsea home and away, Liverpool home and away. Other than that, but you don't look at any other fixture and think, oh fuck. Whereas West Ham, I know they're doing great, but you still, when they've got the likes of like Spurs away, you think, oh, it's not ideal. Or like Arsenal away, you think, oh, not ideal. But with City, you don't have that. You're like, I got to smash them. Like they're miles better. So I do think that makes a difference as well. Right, cool. Is that all of them? Oh, yeah, one more. Last one. We'll just do this quick. What time? 10:09. Yeah, it's fine. Actually, fuck it. Let's skip that one. Let's move on to the gameweek preview. Because otherwise we're going to go long. Right. Next week, who have we got coming up? First up, I'm playing John. I think I'll probably beat him. I'm sure everyone will be unsurprised in that verdict. I don't think his team is great. And it also helps massively that his like Saints trio that he's like hung his hat on for some reason. I've got Liverpool at Anfield. So Adams, Armstrong, Romeu. That's actually probably a good fixture for Romeu, to be honest, in terms of Kante points. But yeah, Adams and Armstrong at Anfield is not ideal. He's also, I mean, at the moment he's got Maguire. Oh no, Maguire's suspended, so he won't be playing Maguire.
Cash.
Yeah, Dunk, Cash, and Walker, and so and Alisson as well. He's got some clean sheet potential. I just don't think he's got any attackers that look like they're going to really hurt you.
I think he's going to smash it. I think he's going to smash it. Yeah, I can see a Townsend hat trick. Imagine that.
Maybe. I think this is the kind of week that I'll probably win like 38-29 and it'll just be a bit shit. But it'll never. I don't think I'm going to have like an amazing week. De Bruyne, I think, will still be out with COVID. I know that if they test negative 3 times, they can go back. So potentially he could be back in the week, but even so, he may not play. So I doubt I'll get De Bruyne back. But Mane at home to Southampton, Smith Rowe at home to Newcastle, Jimenez against Norwich. Got some good fixtures, so hopefully I can pull it out the bag and dust off after a disappointing week this week. Next up, I've got Dave versus Mac. Why did I put this second in the order?
Because it's second in the thing.
I don't know.
Mac's going to smack him.
Yeah?
Dave's team's on a decline. He doesn't know what he's doing. I think his players are shouting, Dave out. Hashtag Dave out. Get him out.
Hashtag Dave out. Dave is trash.
Yeah, Dewsbury Hall's going to get a hat trick.
Who thinks Mac will still have Dewsbury Hall by the deadline?
100%.
I think he will. Yeah, of course he will. He's not red flag, so he'll still be in his team. Yeah, Dave's team, he still is claiming that he doesn't like it. I don't like it either. Does anyone like it? No.
So it's not really.
Cornet's his best player.
Cornet is right.
Cornet's actually his best player.
He's got a lot of like okay picks.
No, he doesn't. Do you reckon?
Like okay, like not good, but like mediocre. Zaha's decent. Tony's decent.
Good.
Bowen's decent. Kane's good, but
he's good.
Tony, Cresswell, Stones,
Owen,
Guay, Livramento.
He's not got any terrible picks. He's not got a Dewsbury Hall on this team. But yeah, he's not. Maybe Kane will turn it around. I don't see it though. I don't really see it. Yeah. Okay. That's a stinker.
Brushing over that one,
for sure. Next up, we've got Brad versus Nate. Lovely stuff. Let's start with you, Brad. Looking at your team, do you think you're in for a good week?
No, not really, because mainly looking at that, Sterling and Diaz, and then Rice and Fornells playing against each other
every week.
Yeah, seems to fall like that quite a lot. But I've got Vardy at home to Watford, Gabriel at home to Newcastle. Looks pretty nailed on. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe more away to Burnley with Emerson. Chris Wood could score against anyone, I suppose. I don't know. But
you've also got Chris Wood against Emerson as well. I just noticed another double header.
Yeah.
Have you, just out of interest, have you considered? I don't know if you've actually set this lineup yet or not, but are you thinking about playing Joel Ward?
Yeah, I thought about it. I think I'm going to get rid of Redmond and finally Soufal because he's.
You're going to get rid of him?
Fine.
Well, I've been hanging on, but Moyes seems to just. I don't know.
If you get rid of him, I'm picking him up.
Soufal, really? He doesn't play.
He'll start playing again. Johnson's a young boy.
I've been thinking.
Yeah, and he's fucking good. I don't know. He may do, but I think it's Johnson's place to lose for the time being, for sure.
Yeah, and it's just 0 points on my bench all the time. So,
Brad, you're the only person in our whole league to have 2 keepers.
No, he's not.
Is he not? Have you got 2 keepers now?
George's got 2 keepers.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought Brad was the only one.
Oh no! Why the hell does George have?
Oh, yes.
It's McCarthy and.
Anyway, why do you have 2 keepers, Brad?
Well, would you
You're the only person with 2 good keepers.
Yeah.
Both against Spurs.
Have you thought of trading them? One of them?
Well, I could do, but
do you know how to trade?
I just think it's the good old days of just choosing your best keeper depending on the fixtures. I don't see why it's such a sort of.
I don't know. I see the problem. I used to hate having to do that because I'd always find that you'd get save points.
Always pick the wrong one.
You'd pick the one with a good fixture and he'd concede a goal and not get any saves, and then the one with a bad fixture. You might not keep it clean, but because he had a bad fixture, you'd get a load of save points, and you end up picking the one that gets 1 point as opposed to the one that gets like 3 points. And then they both clean another week, and it just I never seem to be able to get it right when I've got 2.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I just think, well, if I had to say a midfielder or whatever, they're just going to get 2 points anyway, probably.
Fair
I don't know. I just like having.
It's just unusual to have. I mean, Martinez and Pope probably at the start of the season were probably maybe I'd say like 5th and 6th ranked keepers in the league, probably just because they get saving bonus. So I just don't understand how you've ended up with both of them. That's what I find interesting. Like, how have you got both of these?
It's the way I actually drafted both of them.
Yeah,
baffling to me. I think. Throughout the season so far, I've sort of tend to pick the right one. But yeah,
if it works, keep you do you, Brad. Don't let people put you off. Don't let the likes of Nick put you off.
Yeah.
Right, moving on to Nick. Oh, you've got. Oh no, sorry, Nath. We'll do your team. I nearly cut you off there. Do you reckon you're in for a good week?
Yeah, because Salah and Fabinho are against the worst team in the league. So it's
Newcastle.
No, another team beginning with S. Southampton, awful. I just think they're going to get turned over.
Well, I don't know. It's it could either be sort of 3 or 4-0, or Saints historically. It would be classic Saints to go and lose to the bottom of the league and next week get something in Liverpool.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Is there a more classic Saints than losing to Norwich and then getting a point off Liverpool? That is classic Saints.
Nath, you've got years.
Nath, you've got that lovely ideal thing of having 4 defenders and your keeper all with a home fixture. I don't know why, but I absolutely love seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the team you picked anyway. I'm sure you'll probably change it.
Christensen's not going to play.
Is he not?
I don't think.
You fancy United to score against Chelsea?
No, he's not going to play.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
he's going to start. Right,
he's going to be on the bench.
Probably not.
I'm loving my Lamberty, Henry, and Cucurella.
Yeah,
ballers, absolute ballers.
They're not that. They're all. I fucking love Lamptey. I absolutely love.
I really like their positioning because Cucurella is always in the opposition box.
Yeah,
always.
Yeah, Cucurella, Lamptey, and Henry are all wingers. No one can persuade me otherwise. They all play as wingers basically.
Yeah. And Dallas is doing me well. Hopefully Barnes will start as well. Fabinho, Salah, all good. Kante, perfect guy. Yeah, Antonio up front against Man City. Let's see what he's got. But then it's against Edison. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. See how it goes.
Yeah, I think you're in for a decent game actually, you two. I think that might be a close one. I think it might turn out to be Salah versus Brad's team.
The main thing. Yeah.
Okay, next up, Nick. You've got the fun fixture of the week. and that is against Jordan Russell.
Yeah.
Now, you've just won Manager of the Month, and we don't need to... so far, you've got 2 Manager of the Months and a forfeit. So you've not had a month, and we've only done 3. So you've not had a month without something happening. Do you think you'll go back to the forfeit this month?
Are
you in for a shit week?
I hope not. I feel my team's improved a little bit. I mean, you can't... There's nothing better than beating Jordan Russell, is there? That little shit. Better. The amount of crap that comes out of his mouth. Lukaku should be back to the United game. So I'm hoping he runs a train on them. Got Emmanuel Dennis and against Leicester and Benteke versus Aston Villa. So hopefully Lukaku can do something. I'm quite confident.
I think your team's looking in decent shape.
I think you've got good fixtures.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got United, Southampton, and West Ham as your main ones, really.
Yeah, I'm always cute. I try not to talk too much when I'm playing Joel, because last year I was 30 points up, and then Liverpool lost 7-2 to Aston Villa, and Grealish got 30 points and he won. So I don't want to jinx it.
Fair enough. George's not got the best fixtures either this week, really. His famed Watford double up have got Leicester away, which isn't awful, but it's not great. And then he's obviously got Chilwell and Aspie at home to United, although Aspie hasn't really been playing, has he? So, it's not ideal. So, I don't think George's got the best fixtures. I don't like Son away to Burnley. I don't love either. Burnley aren't exactly the kind of team that leaves space in behind for Son to run into, are they? So I don't love that. And Rafinha's got Brighton, who are very, very good defensively. So I think George might be in for a struggle this week. I might eat my words, but I fancy you this week, Nick.
You said it, not me.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Ben versus Connor. At first, so when I do the show notes, I do fixtures at the bottom, and I put a little poo next to the one I think it's going to be a stinker. And I had one next to this, but I deleted it just out of respect to Ben's team, because Ben hasn't had a really bad week for ages. So I don't think this is going to be a stinker. I think this is going to be a landslide. I think Ben's going to absolutely do him. Ben's got that Hwang Sace double up against Norwich. Norgard and Canos love the Kante points. Canos loves an assist as well.
James against United.
Yeah.
James against United, yeah.
Fuck me, how many reds and yellows is
I was just about to say, then we flip over to Connor's team, and it looks like
he doesn't even have a striker.
I was going to say he's let go of St. Maxwell now for suspended Richarlison.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable, to be honest. I think Robertson will probably come back in. So I don't think that's a real yellow. Shaw, why is Shaw yellow flagged? I don't even know what. Did he go off injured? Maybe they just think he might give up.
He might
just retire.
I'm going to throw a trade to him now.
For him?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Antonio for Bruno.
Christensen for Matip. I don't think he'll take it, but he might do.
I don't know. I think I think Connor quite likes having the Kanate Matip double up because one of them's going to play, so it kind of works, I think. But yeah, he is in serious trouble. Grealish, I'm not convinced he'll start. In fact, I don't think he'll start, but you never know. They have got Champions League. City got Champions League in a week, I think, haven't they? Yeah. So depending on that lineup, maybe Grealish could come back in, maybe. But yeah, I mean, we don't know what will happen with Greenwood. Will he play if he's fit? Not sure. Richarlison obviously suspended, and he's just got a load of red flags on his bench. So,
and Ndombele, I think if he doesn't drop in, then what's he doing?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. What is he doing? But to be honest, I mean, we don't need to assassinate Connor's team anymore. Nick, I mean, last week Nick went through player by player of the whole squad and said why they're all shit, and it was fucking phenomenal. So we won't go into that again. But yeah, I don't think this is going to be. Oh, I've just got rid of my notes. I don't think this is going to be a stinker. I think this is going to be a landslide. So congratulations on your win, Ben. The real stinker of the week is coming up now. Orr versus Mike. Fucking hell. Bad. This is bad. This is going to be. I'd predict put together it's less than 60.
Yeah.
Because we look at Mike's team first. I mean, I know he's not said it yet, but these are the fixtures of his defenders. Liverpool away, United at home, Chelsea away. That's all with his fixtures. So I don't see a clean there, really. Maybe Thiago Silva or Chalobah could get a clean against United, maybe, but I think they'll probably concede in that, to be honest. And then he's just got a plethora of shite mids and forwards.
Jota.
Yeah. Well, Jota. What Jota went off, didn't he? With a.
He'll play. He'll play.
Is he going to be all right?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
Klopp had an interview on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good for him then. I mean, it comes down to Jota and Foden and Jesus, I guess, doesn't it? Really,
yeah.
Mike needs them to perform. Otherwise,
I don't know. Jorginho could put up with a penalty. Man United are definitely going to give away something.
But Maguire's suspended, isn't he? So
yeah, but then you got Bailly, he's a clown, and Lindelof, who's a clown. So
yeah, I quite like Lindelof actually.
He's a good ball player, but
he's not the best.
He does. Yeah, he has clown moments.
Yeah, that's very true. Then we flip over to Boar's team.
I think Boar's going to do him.
Do you?
Yeah.
Boar's team is kind of weird. Yeah, the thing is, I'm not confident we'll actually. Newcastle at home looks like a great fixture, and it is a good fixture, but I'm not convinced we'll get a clean sheet, to be honest, because they just are so gung ho. And St. Max is the kind of player that we don't deal with very well. It's kind of like Mane. He always scores against Arsenal because they're just very direct, and we sometimes struggle with that. So. If Arsenal keep it clean, I think that's all he needs to beat Mike. If Arsenal keep it clean, he'll probably get 33 points. And Van
Dijk,
Van Dijk, yeah, that's nailed
on for a clean, nailed on completely.
I like his 8 Nori pick. How long's he had him?
I dropped him and he did.
I was going to say when I put him in the video, I thought he was on your team, Nath. But
yeah, I picked him up when he did he had a 6-point haul against Leeds. No, Everton, he got an assist. Yeah, Everton, he got a 4-point, but then a yellow card. And then I dropped him because, I don't know, just dropped him. And then he got a 9-point last week. Yeah.
I think he's good, I think he's a good player. So, yeah, I think Boar's team is okay, actually. Well, his fixtures are okay. His team is okay. As long as he remembers to set his lineup, I think he'll beat Mike. I think that's what he needs to do to beat Mike. Set your lineup. So you'd like to think he will do that, but I think that's nailed on stinker, isn't it? I mean, that is very whiffy. Okay, I think that just about wraps it up. Nath, what time is it?
midnight.
Good Lord.
Not too bad. Nick, are you still planning on going to the gym?
No, I'm going to sack it off.
Yeah, nice. That's what I like to hear. Right. Let's call it a day then. Thank you, boys, for coming on with me. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. If you're listening, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, we do it on audio as well. Just search for Snake Draft FPL. And that is all I can think of that I need to say. So we will see you next week. See you later. Lovely.
Nice. It wasn't too long.
Mike is nailed on rock bottom, isn't he? What a shite team.
Mike is
a shite team.
I don't even think he can pull out of this.